what's up? It's Susie from HeyGrillHey.com, and we're back with another awesome recipe today. We're making some grilled onions. These are marinated in herbs and honey and balsamic before getting nice and charred on the grill. Perfect on their own, but they also happen to be delicious on a burger or a chicken sandwich, or if you just happen to have a filet in your back pocket, like me. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna start with 4 big sweet onions. These are Vidalia onions. They're my favorite ones for grilling because they contain a lot of moisture, so they stay nice and juicy, but they also hold together really well on the grill. They come in this large format size, so it's awesome if you have a monster burger or something that you wanna put these on. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and they taste so good. They're not sharp or spicy or pungent. They're just a really mellow, sweet onion, so they're great for eating. These are good eating onions. Some of them onions are not so great for eating. We're just gonna simply slice these onions into rounds, and we want them to be fairly thick. I would say at least a ½ inch thick, and we wanna try and keep those rounds all the way together. Peel off that exterior skin, and then we're gonna skewer them. Now, I found the easiest way to skewer onions when they're sliced like this is with skewers that have 2 prongs, or using 2 skewers. You can use bamboo skewers. You know, I didn't know that one would be a tongue twister. Bamboo skewers or metal skewers if that's what you've got. You might lose a couple of the tiny little ones in the middle, but you'll keep the integrity of the slice of onion together. The easiest way to do this is just to press your onions flat against your cutting board, take your skewers, and then kind of wiggle your way in. You don't want to go too high or too low. Or through your hand. That's why you stay on top of it. But you should just be able to go through the middle. Should. Oh yeah. Boom. Is it perfect? No. Will it hold up together on the grill? We'll find out. All right. And then you just keep going for as many grilled onions as you would like to make. Man, I'm like slurring today. Sometimes words are hard. I'll probably do 1 more big onion, and then we should be good to go. Onions are skewered. A little bit of work, not totally crazy. And I promise you it's much easier than trying to grill each individual onion ring to have them all skewered together, even though it took a minute to get them skewered. Next up, we're gonna make our marinade for our onions. You just need a little bit of a bowl so we can mix it all together. We're doing a simple balsamic marinade for this. It'll give them a really fruity and sweet flavor because the balsamic and the honey will caramelize on the outside of these sweet onions as they cook. So we'll get a nice herbally sweet and savory thing going on. Start with a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. There we go. And a 1/4 cup of olive oil. We're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of honey. We're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of honey. Actually, that might be close to 2 tablespoons. We're also gonna add in 2 teaspoons of thyme leaves. You know, sometimes measuring spoons are helpful. This would have been one of those cases. So I'm gonna go with my thyme into my hand before I go into the bowl, so that if it all comes out at once, I'm in charge.
Should have done the honey that way.
Gosh dang it. We're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of kosher salt and a teaspoon of black pepper. I have a feeling it's still gonna taste good. It might just be a little sweeter than normal. Mix it all together, and then this is just getting poured directly on top of our sliced and skewered onions. Just like to do a spoonful on top of each half. Kind of spread it around, it'll help work it in between those little pieces of onion. Just like that, we're gonna flip these over, repeat on the other side, and then set these aside to marinate in all of these flavors for the next 15 minutes or so while we prep our charcoal grill. Oh, and since I just happen to have pocket fillets, I'm gonna season those up with some of my beef rub so I can grill them alongside my onions, because I mean, you could really just eat these onions plain, but you could also eat them on top of steak. I choose option B. All right, since we're cooking these grilled onions on charcoal today, yes, you can cook them on gas, but we're cooking them on charcoal. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how I start charcoal. We light charcoal 2 or 3, maybe 4 nights a week we're running on charcoal, and so we've learned how to do it quickly and efficiently. The one that I'm using today is this electronic lighter. It is basically a super powered hair dryer, and it blows both heat and air that ignites and then maintains that heat and airflow to really ignite the coals quickly. It has a built-in timer, it shuts off automatically. Once your pile of coals is ignited from the inside, then those hot coals light all of the other coals, and it takes about 10 minutes until I have a nice hot bed of coals to utilize. We really like this one. Another tool that we use regularly is a charcoal chimney, and we use these wax cubes or another kind of fire starter that you have. We simply light those, put the charcoal basket on top, filled with as much charcoal as you need, and again, 10 to 15 minutes later, you have a nice hot bed of coals that you're ready to utilize. People think grilling with charcoal takes a lot of extra time or specialty tools or everything like that. It's not necessarily true. Just a couple of things can really help you get your charcoal up and running quickly. And honestly, it takes about that long to preheat most ovens. So if you think of your grill like an outdoor oven, you would take the time to preheat your oven and not think twice about it. Same goes for charcoal, plus you get all of the added flavor of cooking over that hot bed of coals. Our charcoal has been heating up for about 12-ish minutes, and we've got a nice hot bed of coals. Not all of them are completely ignited, and that's totally fine. I know that I have enough that are ashed over that we're gonna get that nice 400-degree heat that I'm looking for. For these grilled onions, we are just grilling hot and fast directly over the coals, so we don't need to worry about 2-zone heat or anything. I'm just gonna make sure that my pile of coals is evenly distributed across the bottom before I put my grates on, close up the lid, and let it all come up to that 400-degree temperature point. Our charcoal came perfectly up to temperature while our onions were marinating in their yummy balsamic and thyme goodness. We're shooting right around 400 to 425 degrees on those grill grates right now. The onions are going directly on the grates over those hot coals. They're gonna cook for, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes per side. We don't wanna be moving them around a ton, or we could risk them falling off of the skewers. We really just want a hard, hot sear, one good flip, and a hard, hot sear. I'm gonna be cooking the steaks just right alongside the onions, but what we're looking for on these onions is that caramely, browny, crunchy, yummy, delicious flavor that you get from cooking over a charcoal grill. No surprise, my skinny and wonkily cut onions were done cooking first. But these thicker boys are taking a little bit longer, so I just slid them over the direct heat, give them a couple more minutes, and they'll be ready to come off. Well, if these don't look good enough to eat, I don't even know what possibly could look better. They smell amazing. I'm gonna finish them with just a little more of this kosher salt, and you could serve these, honestly, as a side dish. They don't have to be a topper for anything. The onions could be like, I probably wouldn't eat onions as a main dish, but these are probably hearty enough that you could if you were into that sort of thing. But I'm gonna eat mine with, look at these tiny little steaks. They're like the cutest, most petite little steaks for how big these onions are. I think it's gonna be the perfect sweet and salty combination. You really could just, let's do it. Let's do it this way. Just gonna slide this whole onion situation on top of the steak. That one's mine. I guess, Todd, you can eat this one or whatever. I don't know, I don't care. But this one's mine. I think that's an appropriate onion to steak ratio.
It's thicker than the steak.
Those onions are perfectly cooked. They're caramelized all the way around on the outside, and the insides are hot and soft and tender. Yep. Oh gosh. Those sweet onions are just as tender as the filet. You get the tangy sweetness from the balsamic, you get the fresh thyme, the salt and pepper, they're really well seasoned. That's an eaten onion. That's so delicious. I hope you guys give this grilled onion recipe a try. As always, you can find it on the Hey Grill Hey website. Just type in the search bar, Hey Grill Hey grilled onions, or you can find it on the Hey Grill Hey app. There are over 500 recipes on our app. And if you pay for a premium membership, you get super added bonuses like meal plannings and shopping lists. And it's a great way to show your support for Hey Grill Hey and all the recipes that we make and provide for you guys. As always, to help you make better barbecue, feed the people you love, and become a backyard barbecue hero. We'll see you guys next time.